Very good. Got it. Thank you. So welcome everybody to our April age-friendly meeting. This rainy day, right? And so I will say I sent out the agenda. It's pretty short for our monthly meeting. We've got a few things to take care of. And I know there's a lot of folks that aren't going to be here today. They've emailed me to say that they weren't. Hope they're enjoying their week off or their day off, right? Yeah. So I sent out meeting minutes. So from the March 21st meeting, I don't know if I've had a chance to read them or review them. If there are no edits, I didn't hear from anybody, then perhaps they can, let me see, be accepted as they were presented. Tom, did you get a chance to read them?
Yeah, motion to accept.
Okay, great. Other committee members? Yeah, everybody, there's no, as I'm seeing, there's no changes that were needed. So we will put those on file. And so as far as updates, we'll get right into our agenda. So Earth Day is this Saturday. September, yeah, Saturday, April 22nd. Michelle McGinnis, we had a conversation a little bit earlier, and she apologizes, but she can't attend the meeting. But from her end, her side of things are in place. I will be there at 9 o'clock with her, and I've talked with Tom to set up the Easy app and in the park, so that we have the location where people know when they show up at 10 o'clock to come sort of like register, check out our to-do list, get their assignments. We'll stick to the downtown area and to the Mishu Trail. If we have more people that can join us, so we have a large enough, I say, workforce, perhaps we can get up to like to Hillcrest Playground and Little Italy. I did talk with Tom, and Jerry Pond's just not open yet. That road isn't such that we can travel on it, so that won't be one of our destinations. And as far as the Mishu Trail, Bobby will be over there behind the school on the back path area. So when she has volunteers that shows up over there, she'll be able to sort of direct them and let them know what she needs done most first to start over there. The Elks will be providing the spot for lunch. That will be around between noon and 1 o'clock. So hopefully people will show up at 10, go out and get some work done, and come back and Elks and have some lunch, and maybe get out for another hour, or however people need to break up their day. We still need to remind people to bring rakes and gloves and some those sort of things. Tom's going to check with Public Works to see what they have, but we know there's not a lot of things. But so in our discussion, Tom, that we just had, is there anything that you can think of that I didn't mention?
No, I think we're going to be all set. Are we going to get bags? Do you know if Michelle was going to pick up bags, or?
I can follow up. Do we have any that we had purchased? Are there? I know we had some in our little shed over there with those the big garbage containers. Do we have bags? Or
I thought we had some bags left, but I would have to go look.
Okay.
I bought a big box of them, so there should still be some
in that shed. Okay.
Shed. So I will. I'll check that tomorrow.
Okay.
And I think we have some too that we can bring, like construction.
Yeah. Right.
Bags. Yeah.
Okay.
Great.
Yeah, it sounds like she's got it all very well planned out. Anybody that signs up will get a ticket for lunch. And so that's how we'll kind of monitor how the lunch happens. Yep. Volunteers there. Let me see if I've thought anything. I know some people came on a little bit late in the conversation, but we're just like talking about Earth Day. And as far as, whoops, what did I miss? Oh.
No, I think you'll hear my ambulance back.
Oh, okay. All right. Someone else in the background. Okay. And for those, go ahead.
Jane, yeah, and I also told Jane I'm going to get a 1-ton from Public Works. So I'll go around with a 1-ton and pick up the stuff, and we can get it disposed of. We had talked about how we're going to do that, whether we're going to leave it, let them pick it up the first week, but I think we'd be better off if we got to take care of Saturday so it doesn't get screwed all over everywhere.
I think that's a great idea. Yeah. So we're not leaving anything behind for anybody else to pick up once we're done. Yep. We've done a good job around that. And I know there'll be some like social media pushes and stuff and through the town and through Arcaton. Michelle talked about getting one ready, I think again to tomorrow, and Michelle, not Michelle, all right, help me out here. Amber, yeah, sorry, Amber. It's going to do her things through the town, and Diana, I know through the library, and all of us through our media outlets will push it out. All right, feeling really good about this. It's going to be a great event. And as far as the weather, Tom, for Saturday,
They're saying good, so shouldn't have any problem.
yeah,
Saying like 40s, low 50s, so that'll be fine.
be great. Yeah.
No rain, so.
And I'm just looking at the email that Amber sent me. It sounds like she said she was on Good Morning in Maine this morning at 7:30 to invite
She
community
was.
members. So, yeah.
Yeah, no, Michelle couldn't go, and somebody else couldn't go, and Peter didn't want to go, and so she went. Good for you.
Nice. So was that TV or radio? It was
That's TV. That's
Oh,
Channel
wow.
7 does that. I think they do it every morning. I'm not. Yeah.
Okay,
So she was
perfect.
on there promoting it for.
That's awesome. Okay. All right. So watch your emails, push out social media, and those that can be there, I'll look forward to seeing you on Saturday. So Jonathan, where are we with our call-in check-in program? Did anybody come forward with any other names? And are you going to name it for us?
I have not heard from anyone, so
Yeah.
nobody reached out, so I have no names to present. So
I thought I submitted a
somebody might have
couple.
something here.
So did you send one to Louis? Was it to the whole group? Or was it just,
I thought either in the chat or to John's email or something.
do you remember what it was?
No, I don't know.
Oh, I know that particular day we all were creative and
Maybe it was something like Millinocket calling.
yeah. So I think, Jonathan, I think it'd be very appropriate even for you and your department to name it. That you own it, you name it, and we would
Okay.
be happy to promote it and help with that part of it. So
Okay, we'll bring a name forward for the next time.
yeah, that would be great.
Were you able to find out any more about that other program?
Yeah, so the program you were talking about, Diana, was able to reach out. That's through East Remain, their medical center. They kind of have a call-in program, and it's for patients who are seen at their facility that they follow up on if they request that service. So it's kind of limited only if you're seen by them. So it's something that would be open to everybody.
Gotcha. Thanks for looking into that. I had
Yeah.
just right after the meeting had found this pamphlet and it looked like exactly what we were trying to create for the county and Piscataquis, but I guess it's limited. So
Okay. So I did put it on the agenda only because now I'm going to have to say I got to carry it over to the next agenda. Handy Helper work group. I'd mentioned the last time that we really need to start our work group around that. I failed to do that since we met last. Just haven't had the time, to be quite honest. So we will carry that forward to our next meeting as an ongoing need. And I'm not seeing Barbara on the screen. I don't know if she dropped.
Oh, she left. I don't know what happened.
Oh, she left, or if she got disconnected or something happened. Because I was going to the farmers market, any kind of updates around the farmers and artisan market.
She has had connectivity problems. Our last meeting that we just finished, she was in and out all the time, so maybe that's the issue. She did give us an update on our discussion hour for the LMAP group and said that she had a really successful meeting on Friday with Wabanaki Health and Wellness. They're very excited about having a booth or activities at the farmers market. And the farmers market first look day on May 13th. they'd like to be involved with allowing them to do it out of their wellness center downtown.
Oh,
So, she was very excited. She called me Friday, just super excited. So I think it's going well. She's doing a terrific job, and we're all,
yeah, we've I've seen a lot of nice comments about that,
Oh.
especially the post on,
hello.
let's see.
So
Yeah.
I think we
On-
lost Sarah.
on face. Lots going on today. Yeah, on Facebook.
So,
Nicole,
I
go
guess
ahead.
the question there will be, do we still want the veterans parking lot that day, or are we gonna hold it in the wellness center at Wabanakie's parking lot?
That would,
You-
yeah, that would be a question for Barbara. I think she didn't go into that for as far as parking. So,
Because I've got to submit that to the council next Thursday, the 27th. You can get those dates reserved to close the parking lot, so. If
I'll
she could
send her a
just
message.
let me know, for then.
Okay.
Yeah, if she
Hey,
doesn't
Colin.
get back on, I can just send her an email and ask her that. So
Okay.
you said by the 27th, you need to know?
Yeah, I need to submit
Okay.
that to them for the 27th, the meeting of the 27th, so they can approve it for me.
All
Are
right.
you talking the dates through the summer in June?
Yes,
No,
Oh.
you're talking about that May 13th one event
I'm talking about May 13th, Louis, but I'm gonna put it out to the council. to
for all.
approve
Well-
all of them for me to be
Well,
able,
all the dates through the summer should be Veterans Park, the 4 hours.
correct. And that's what I need to know is on the 13th, if they're going to do it at the Wabanaki Wellness, then we wouldn't need to close the Veterans Parking Lot that day. That morning.
So on the 13th, what, do you know what it involves?
Let's see if Barbara, can you come back on, Barbara?
I mean, if it's just a preview and not the full, getting the vendors in and all that,
yeah,
then
so-
we could do it.
Yeah, my update is I spoke with the people at the Wabanaki Wellness Group on Friday. We had a Zoom. They said they'd get back to me early this week, but they're very enthusiastic about doing the event at their center. It would be very small. It's just like to get the word out, have a little raffle for the gift cards, maybe some refreshments, and from 11 to 1. So it's not a farmer's market at all. It's just to get
Okay,
to get the word out, and they might do some social media, maybe even some other radio or TV, just to promote the market so that we have a really good turnout on the day one of the market itself. So,
Yeah, that was my only question, Barbara. If we're not going to use the Veterans Park on the 13th, then I won't put that in the schedule to get that. I need permission from the council to close the parking lot those days.
okay, I think, I wasn't sure, but I think now the options are either we'll do it at the Wabanaki Center or we'll do it virtually. So we will not need the park on the 13th.
Okay, that's all I needed to know. Thank you.
Yeah,
Thank you.
great. Mhm.
And I don't know if you heard earlier, but we had Amber went down to Bangor to Channel 7 and did a spiel this morning on the cleanup day. Are you
Okay,
interested in doing something like that for farmers market?
yes, for sure. And,
I will- I
yeah.
will have them contact you and you can work it out with them.
Okay, okay. The word is definitely getting out because I got a call today from a farmer, an Amish farmer who wants to submit an application. So, yeah,
nice.
yep.
Good. Yeah, I've had a few people that have called me about it, want to know
Yeah.
if they could come and do both, still do Peddler's Hill.
Uh-huh. But they need a formal application for the
From
farmer.
you, yes, and I advise them that, and I'm going to send everybody one as soon as I see a new flyer. The flyer we have right now does not have age friendly on it or town of Millinocket. We
On
need,
on the application, it does.
on the application it does, okay, but it
Yeah.
doesn't on I was gonna send them a flyer too, just so they'd have it.
Okay, I would urge you,
Yeah,
to
I
send-
can't, I can't
send them-
remember who had made that flyer that night, that newer flyer that you posted that looked so nice, but there's no there's no town of Millinocket or age friendly, or there's no
I think
logos on it.
Katahdin Woods and Waters, a couple of different organizations just said, here's a flyer if you want it, you know, so. But it's a good point about keeping the age friendly on it. But I would share the application as quickly as possible because we are having that raffle for people who submit by May 13th.
I'm gonna send it to everybody that puts a permit in through the town. So,
Okay, great.
Yeah, so Tom and I, we had some follow-up discussion around, so anybody that typically goes to Peddler's Hill on Saturday will have the option, like, it'll be made known that there is a farmer's market. They won't be made to get down there. We can't shut Peddler's Hill off for that. But they'll have the option, and they could come pay the day fee to participate down there
Right.
if they have their pet. So it could the day of, even if they haven't pre-registered, knowing that they have their license, they have their peddler's license, and if
But-
they
but-
up that day, if they have their application and pay.
If they have their application for the farmer's market, they can.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, before we move on, I just have a quick question about, who needs to be credited. So there were 2 flyers out there. One was one that we did. It was really, I just took a snapshot of the really cute one that Barbara drew up. And so I didn't put anything on that. And then there was a second one that was made by Katahdin Woods and Waters. I didn't do anything with that. So, I mean, I can ask them to put age friendly on there, but what do they need on their age friendly and what else? I think you said another one.
Town of Millinocket.
Town of
yeah,
Millinocket.
I thought they put the town of Millinocket and age friendly on it.
Age.
That was my thoughts.
Age friendly Millinocket, yeah.
Okay, age friendly Millinocket and town of Millinocket. All right.
Yes.
So Nicole, can you reach out to them to ask them to add that, or what are we going to do about that?
I will reach out to them to ask them to add that, and then I will tinker with the one that I did of yours because I really like that one and see if I can put those on the
Okay.
bottom.
Great, excellent, okay.
And Barbara, I didn't get back to you. I'm sorry about the tea. About
Oh,
somebody-
yeah,
They have to have a state. They
that's
have
what
to
I
have a
thought,
state
yeah,
license. Anything for consumption like that, they have. to have
okay,
it.
okay, yep, thank you.
Thank you. I saw, like I said, I'm sorry I didn't get back to you.
No, it
Things
makes sense, it
Got
makes sense.
crazy and I read it again this morning. I forgot to tell her that.
Very good. Is there anything else around this, the farmers and artisan market that we need to discuss today?
One other thing, Barbara, there was some talk at the council meeting last week about the farmer's market and about porta potties and around that kind of stuff. The reason we don't have to have porta potties down there is because of the time.
I know, exactly, right,
Okay,
yeah,
but I also talked to Tracy. Is that right, Jane? Keep forgetting her name. The lady from Wabanaki.
Oh,
It's Tracy,
Tracy, yes,
And
Tracy.
she said she probably will have their building open for vendors, not for the general public, but for vendors.
okay, terrific, great.
I'll follow up with her on that too.
Wonderful. A question, Tom. I spoke to Lisa and Andrea Soccer Basin, and they said, we talked about food because Yum Bakery is not going to be able to be there after all because they need refrigerated cases and it's just too much work for them. So Lisa mentioned they might do some food from their parking lot. Is that okay? As long as they have an application in?
They should be fine because they should have a Victor's license.
Right, okay.
So they'd be doing it from Wabanaki's parking lot.
That's what she mentioned, probably for the electrical and all the facilities and things. I think that would be fabulous to have that good food because they do a really good job with their food. Yeah,
Yep, and they can do that because they have a Victor's license, and if the landowner is willing to let them, yeah, that's not a problem.
okay, great.
Are there any other or partner updates? Anything else that we should discuss?
Just to make everybody aware, we're looking at a bike rodeo
Okay.
in May. The events committee is. And we're working with Tad Gear Library.
Mhm.
And I think that they're very excited about it. I think they're gonna do the actual rodeo part of it. which will be great. I don't have to be running around doing that. But, and then we'll do the bike helmets and John through the fire department's gonna do the food, so just to have that on your radar. We
Is there a-
haven't set the date yet.
Okay,
I'm hoping that we're gonna set the date next week at our meetings. But just to let you all know that that is coming up.
very good. It's been a while. It's been a while.
It's been a long while, yes.
Yeah. All right. Any other partner updates? Still tons of stuff going on at the library. I wish I had time to attend some of them.
Nicole, did you share about the financial literacy stuff at all?
I have not.
Do you want
So
to? I
we're
think
we're
it's
down
very
to our last
age-friendly.
one, huh?
Oh, I said, let's share about it because I think it's very.
Yeah,
age-friendly
so
appropriate.
Katahdin Federal Credit Union was kind enough to put together a whole series for financial literacy, really geared towards older adults. And so we had our first one 3 weeks ago, and that was about safety around finances, especially as you get older, kind of how to detect scams, what certain organizations would and would not ask you for, just so that you can be really knowledgeable about the information that you give out. And that one was not really well attended. I think we had like 4 or 5 people, but I think they got a lot out of it. But then last week we had one with Paul Dillon from Dillon Law. And that one, I ran out of chairs. We had like 35 people. And so I think we'll have to maybe the next time we host Paul, we'll have to have him in a different space because he is very popular. He did a fantastic presentation. I don't know if anyone is looking at wills, trusts, just kind of the estate planning type of thing, but he is super knowledgeable and he is he gave me like a whole PowerPoint that I can share with anyone that had a lot of stuff. Even if you're not going to use him, this gives you like some general terms and things that you might want to know about, because it's one of those things that if you've never done it before, you wouldn't know half this stuff. And then the day after, no, just tomorrow, it's Tuesday. So tomorrow we have the final one. That's going to be Tom Duff of Single Serve Finances, I think. Single Source.
Single source.
Single source, yes. And he's going to be talking on retirement, 401ks, pensions, Social Security, a lot of really interesting stuff. He and Paul worked together. Paul was singing Tom's praises at last week. So I am assuming that this one will have tons of information. They run about an hour and a half. And I mean, I feel like all of us are probably looking at, at least looking towards retirement. You got to plan early. So I think this might be something that even any of us might want to go to. If you know people who've asked you questions about them, there is no registration required. They can just show up tomorrow. I'll find them a seat. I did it last week and they can learn all about it. So
Very good.
And just to let you know, Paul comes to Millinocket once a month, and I'm going to meet with him to tweak some documents I have to make sure they comply with Maine law. So he might be able to see other people the same day he's here. So if people, he was really good, I thought also.
So is that a service that he provides for free?
No, well, the first consultation is free.
Got it. All right. Just want to be clear. Yeah.
yeah,
First
he
meeting.
the first consultation, he made clear to folks that he does his first consultation free. Basically, he was like, I can't even tell you what it's going to cost if I don't know what I'm looking at, because there are very, very complicated ones, and there's also people that they come up, show me what they have, and I'm like, that looks good to go for what you are wanting to do. This looks like it'll get you through just fine. And so he said, the first consultation is free, and then after that, he'll put together a plan based on what people want to get out of the estate planning and what their resources are. So.
He doesn't charge by the hour, which I think is great because there'll be no surprises. He'll give you, he'll give you an estimate for what he wants to do. So.
Yeah,
Very good.
well, he works through Single Source and the credit union, correct? That's through their program, right?
I don't know. He's got a private practice, so I don't know.
He does that too, yeah.
Okay. all connected somehow. Any other updates? Sierra?
Just a quick question. Does anyone, maybe Jane, you would know Marie Sutherland? I've been reaching out to her. I haven't
Okay.
heard anything from her in the last, now I was just looking back at 3 weeks.
Okay,
We made an introduction to between her and the Dempsey Center. She wanted to do that while she was waiting a decision from the leadership at the hospital about the cancer support group
okay.
and her role as facilitator. So I just haven't heard, and I wondered, is she away or she didn't answer the call?
I don't know the answer to that. I just know she's
Okay.
incredibly busy.
No, I knew she was. She wrote to me
Yeah.
all excited and then
Yeah,
nothing. And then I wrote back and nothing, and so I just figured something had come up, but just wondering if you had any side.
I can try and touch base with her. I need to connect with her on some other things too. So
All right, great. Thank you so
Yeah.
much.
might be able to spur that. Okay. So I'd also just included on the agenda, we had an M- meeting on our calendar for the 20th, and that has been canceled. So hopefully, I don't know if you got the general email that was sent out or not, but if you have it on your calendar for the 20th, which is in 2 days, you might want to clear your calendar. Know that there is no local M- meeting in that. Our next M- meeting will be in June 15th, 2 to 3:30. And our next age-friendly committee meeting date would be Tuesday, May 16th, if we follow the same calendar we have at 3 p.m. And I can put out a meeting notice about that.
Great. And it looks like we've already reserved the room for that here,
Okay,
so that works.
thank you.
Um,
Did you
How's
say
that?
June 15th, the M dash is on?
June 15th at 2 o'clock,
3 o'clock.
2 to 3. So say that again, Tom?
M dash.
M-.
Yeah.
3 o'clock, right?
2 to 3:30 is, and whether we need the whole hour and a half, I'm not sure, but that's what it's scheduled.
How are we doing on that list, Diana, of contractors and people?
Yeah, so I'm still waiting to hear back from Denise, and if I don't in a few days, I'll just send it out as is to you all, and we can start crowdsourcing and adding to it. This is the list of contractors in the
Okay.
Katahdin region of all kinds. And I have had a conversation with Amy Collinsworth from EMDC about this and about other resources that maybe we could get into a more intuitive shared location, whether that's on Katahdin Collaborative's website or, through Mobilize Katahdin or Thrive Penobscot. And so I think we're thinking about that in a more holistic sense of where might we put this information, or what are multiple places where it's all, linked and people can find it. So maybe I can share an update on that next time if things have progressed.
Sounds good. Thank you. So it sounds like we've wrapped things up for today. Yeah. It's raining out now so that it doesn't have to rain on Saturday, right? And so I look forward to our Earth Day community event of sprucing up Millinocket. So see those that can be there Saturday morning. We'll start setting up at 9 and hopefully crowds will come at 10 and want to know what they can do, right? All right. So a meeting adjourned. Thank you for your time.
Thank you.
Take care.
Thank
thanks.
you. Bye.